All right, welcome back everyone to day 2 of the PKRA Fuerteventura World Cup 2012. I'm your host Dave Tyberski, and we are just witnessing the first moves of the first heat of the day with Mark Jacobs and Jono Schulte on the water right now, just getting underway. So we have just came on in the nick of time to get all the action caught and in the faces of you guys watching at home, hopefully. And today is promising to be a pretty spectacular day. Again, we've got winds in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range, and we're looking at about a pretty decent tide moving through here and increasing throughout the day up until I think it's peaking around 2 o'clock. And then and we should see winds increasing throughout the remainder of the day as well. So definitely some spectacular action for sure on hand here at day 2. And on the water right there is Jono Schulte looking for something. And both these riders kind of just warming up for the day. The riders were out in the water on their 7-meter kites yet again. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an 8-meter, because it is a little bit lighter than we saw yesterday, but not too much, and it's definitely expected to build. That is Jono Schulte right there, coming in large and in charge to see if he's got something for us. He's just kind of not really. He's staying on the outside. I guess he's feels like the wind's a little bit stronger out there, but we've got 2 tricks from both of these guys. Looks like we got 2 trick attempts rather, 313 from Mark Jacobs, and a 313 and a blind judge 3 from Jono. That is Mark Jacobs, the crazy Kiwi, down at the bottom of the box. A lot of guys are not wanting to come in down there because wind's quite a bit lighter down there, but you could get lucky and get a puff. There's Mark just with an S-bend. Looked like he was going for something else. Again, challenging conditions here in Fuerteventura for these freestyle riders. Same thing from Jonah. So right now we've got Jono Schulte with a narrow lead. over the New Zealander Mark Jacobs. Jono with a nice back mob. Putting him definitely in the lead over Mark. So Mark's got 8.6 and Jono's got 13.1 before that last back mob. So that's going to bump him up to, I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. Six tricks to 6 tricks. I'm hearing our head judge downstairs, Sammy Golly, talking to the judges. These guys are all separated in their own little cubbies that they use to judge in, so they're somewhat isolated. They can't see. They can probably hear if they yell at each other, but they can't see each other, which is good. Kind of keeps the scoring and judging quite I don't know, just quite separated, so they can't confer on any of the scores they're giving them. I think my double bagging of my microphone thing here is working. Yesterday I was getting a lot of wind noise on this mic just wrapping around here, but I put another fuzzy on it and it seems to be working, so pretty happy about that. You won't hear my deep breathing during those very intense heats that we are sure to have later in the day, as we basically have one on the water right now. So still a pretty solid lead from Jono Schulte from Holland, who's going to be very stoked if he keeps this up. He's riding really well. And Mark Jacobs is not. Oh, sick front mob from Jono. That is not an easy trick in these conditions, and Jono made it look pretty graceful. Some chance out the back from Mark. So still a solid lead from Jono. What do we got? 9 minutes 30, so we've got 30 seconds left in this heat. First heat of the day, Jono Schulte versus Mark Jacobs. If you guys are just joining us, get on the horn, let your friends know that we are on, and we're going to basically try and finish the single eliminations today. So we're going to have solid 4 hours of freestyle action throughout the day. Nice blind judge 3 from Mark Jacobs just right before the buzzer. Jono pulling a move right at the buzzer, but not riding away from it. So, but I think Jono might still have it. He was leading basically the whole heat. Some nice tricks from Mark, but don't think they're going to be enough. But we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, going to take you to Underway of this heat number 2 for the day, Hendrik Burgers and Alberto Rondina. Albie's going down. That's Mr. Alberto. Oh, actually, that's Burgers. They're both riding Cabrina. That was Mr. Burgers from Aruba, Hendrik. He was pulling some nice tricks yesterday. I'm not surprised he moved through. So we basically made it through the first round. So some of these guys have made it through a heat yesterday, and some have just been preceded and waiting. There's a slim chance from Albie, kind of stalled and slow, so not going to do score that high. We did see fairly low scores yesterday overall with the challenging conditions and the kind of some of the lower riders in the lower brackets. But I can definitely guarantee you we're going to see increasing scores totals today. Hendrik getting another move under his belt. Seems like I need some polarized bifocals. I can't see anything on the screens when I'm got my shades on, but it sure looks good on the water. I guess I'm just gonna have to squint with the rest of you. It is still pretty backlit. I guess we're getting an earlier start than we did yesterday, which is why we didn't get this glare that we have right now. Yesterday when we started. But there's Hendrik with the S3 attempt, kind of exploding there at the end, losing his board. Albie's out the back. For sure going to come in and set up for something big. We've got 18.54 from Alberto Rondina to 9.86. So we had Albie light up straight away with a 2-3-1-3s, 2 slim chances, and a blind judge 3. Hendrik opened up with a blind judge 3, and then tried to improve upon it with another one. And I think his first one was actually a little bit better. No, I think he did improve upon it with his second one, and then a slim chance. So total trick count, 7 tricks attempts for Hendrik and 6 trick attempts for Rondina. But Rondina's sitting in first place right now with a solid lead, 10 points. Nice blind, or front blind from Albie. A little bit slow, but well executed for the most part. Oh, nice low back mob from Albie. And looks like Hendrik's going for that S3 again, but not liking the pop he got out of that. I'm watching some of our other competitors here getting ready on the beach. Looks like we've got Christoph Tack coming up next. I'm not sure who he's against, but I'll let you guys know after we wrap up this heat. I'll be going down. Looks like we've got about a minute 30 left in this heat. These two guys. Definitely Albie with a solid lead over Hendrik Berger's, almost 20 points right now. Looks like Hendricks just hasn't not been able to pull those tricks that he needed to together. But Albie with a pretty high scoring heat. Berger's with, that was Albie with a 3 and 5 out the back. That is pretty much going to put a nail in the coffin for this one. And I think Albie will be advancing over Hendrik Berger's from Aruba here at the buzzer. That was it. That is Hendrik Berger's falling to Alberto Rondina there in that last heat. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. All right, there you have it. Moments away. Right there's the buzzer. Start of this heat with Christoph Tack versus Gonzalo Alcazar. Gonzalo is a local Spanish rider. I don't know if he's just from Spain. Nice blind judge 3 from Christoph out the back. Coming in. Gonzalo, I'm not sure if he's just from he's from the Canaries or just from Spain, but just opening up the back with the 313. Christoph just going with the front roll to revert. Oh, going down on a blind judge 3, but that was Gonzalo Alcazar. And Christoph with a S3. Pretty splashy landing, but this is Fuerteventura, so crashes are somewhat subjective on what counts as a crash. It was definitely a splashy one, but we'll have to leave it up to the judges, see what the judges do with that one, and they call it a crash, I think, on that one. So it's pretty much unanimous whether the judges give it a crash or not. It's either going to be a crash or they're actually going to score it. So we'll look for Christoph to try that one again. Christoph doing something out the back. I wasn't sure. It was pretty far away. See a camera crew in that boat right there getting some shots. I'm not sure if Toby Bromwich, our staff photographer, is in the boat, or he might be floating around here in the water sometime. He got pretty sunburned yesterday. He said he's applied sunscreen 3 times, yet he still looks pretty pink. But this sun's pretty intense, and we had a beautiful day of sunny skies and strong winds all day yesterday. So if you're out there in the elements, you definitely want to cover up. Oh, Christoph with a nice front blind outside. Christoph's taking advantage of probably the steadier wind outside. Slim chance 5 from Gonzalo. Both of them utilizing very different areas of the box. And that is Christoph tack right there that you're seeing on screen. That red board. He's got a red kite as well. Stylish, those Belgians, I tell you. He's even got a new haircut. Yeah, again. He got a new hairstyle in Venezuela, and he just showed up here rocking a new haircut, and it seems to help his riding because every time he gets a haircut, he seems to do well. Let's see if that will be the case here in Fuerteventura for the 2012 PKRA Fuerteventura World Cup. Gonzalo with a blind judge, but not riding away from it. Putting his kite in the drink. And that is getting close to the end of the heat. Oh, Gonzalo going down. That's Christoph Tack right there setting up. Oh, setting up for a hand drag. No, I think he was setting up for something and then realized he just had too much juice. Demasiado suco. Oh, not really finding it, just going for a little back roll to revert. A lot of these guys we saw yesterday was kind of a epidemic of guys kind of setting up for a trick and not able to execute what they were actually going for and just turning into a much more simple version of the trick, usually just a spin or a rotation of or a pop of some sort. So we did see that a lot yesterday, and we aren't seeing it as much today. I think because of the slightly lighter wind conditions. But we've got Christoph Tack leading this heat with a solid margin, 24-9 right now over the Spaniard. So probably not much gonna change here in this these last minutes, as Mr. Alcazar just went for a nice KGB, but not riding away from it clean. Back to blind from Mr. Tuck. I see little Patrick Blanc from Barcelona, Spain, out there warming up. I bet he's in this next heat coming up, just a few short minutes away. But Alcazar managing to get a few more points under his belt. Right now he's sitting at a 13 to Christoph Tack's 29 points. So Christoph having a pretty decent heats. Couple nice solid tricks, scoring over 6. But I don't think that Mr. Alcazar has the time that he needs to make too much of a difference, unfortunately. And that's gonna do it for that heat right now. Here from Fuerteventura, we are live here, just underway. I think it's our And we are back on track with Alex Pastor versus Patrick Blanc. That's Alex right there. Coming in hot, setting up for the first trick of the heat. Blind Judge 3. Beautifully executed. Solid trick to open up with. And Patrick with a solid Blind Judge 3 of his own. Answering right back. Might have had a little bit better execution, actually. His kite was a little bit lower. Oh. Solid S-mob from Alex on the way out. And You could see him steer his kite down there at the last minute, and a 3.15 from Patrick, just squeaking that last 180 in at the last second. This is shaping up to be a doozy. And a slim chance from Alex, nicely executed. I guess that was a slim chance, not a S-mob. That second trick from Alex, but very well executed. He's got pretty high scores on that one. So we've got a blind judge 3 and 2 slim chances from Alex in a back mob, waiting to be approved from our judges. To Patrick's blind judge 3 and shifty 5. I guess I can feel the wind increasing if you see any kind of movement in the camera. Especially the studio camera, you can see that I don't know if you call it a building, the structure I'm in is shaking. It looks like that earthquake footage when you see it on the news. Patrick adding another trick to his tally, but not going to be too much. It was just a front roll revert. I think he was looking for something else. So right now, solid lead for Alex Pastor from Spain, riding for Irish kiteboarding. Getting just another trick under his belt. That was just out of frame. Solidifying his 20-point lead over Patrick Blanc, who opened up really strong. And somewhat getting quickly left behind as Mr. Pastor has been just stomping trick after trick with zero crashes. Nice low mob from Alex. Clean, riding away smoothly. And let's see what Patrick has for us. He's going to go downwind of Alex. Or upwind. Oh, front mob from Patrick, and looping his kite on the as he passed the bar, which was like a down loop. So as he let go of the bar to pass from his front hand to his back hand, he actually did a down loop. Excuse me, that one just made me choke a bit. Ooh, Patrick going down on a trick out of frame, but you can see Alex just kind of riding the puffs there, getting some pretty gusty, holy conditions right here in front of the tower. But setting up for something. And the front blind mow, but landing it, but not really well executed as he kind of just splashed down and looped his kite just to stay up on the board. So we'll see what the judges say about that. I don't think they're going to count it. Yeah, looks like it's a crash. So we've got 44 points, probably our highest scoring heat of the day and of the event. And Patrick Blanc, you can tell he's just going for it. He's just fired up and giving it his all. Fortunately, he's not riding away from too many of these past few tricks he's tried. But we've got 27.27 for Patrick Blanc to Alex Pastor's 44.13. We've got a minute 40 remaining here in this heat. Alex Pastor from Spain versus Patrick Blanc from Spain. Malaga versus Barcelona. Patrick from the north, Alex from the south of Spain. That is Patrick coming in hot. And Patrick's pretty young. I'm guessing he's probably 18, maybe. Yeah, 18 at the most, I would say. Maybe 19. But definitely a young kid and definitely motivated to do well. I think he's been at almost every event this tour season. And definitely a cool kid. Low mob from Patrick out back and Alex coming in. I know that we only are getting some of these tricks, not all of them, so I'll call them as I see them just so you guys have an idea what's going on. I'm sure you can see that the tricks reflected in the judges' score on the live scoring system. Oh, and Patrick going down really hard on a blind, or it looked like a S3 attempt, but that's going to wrap up that heat. So Alex Pastor advancing over Patrick Blanc with a 44 points to a 27 points. Looks right now from Patrick, but that was a pretty good heat. Alex was riding exceptionally. All right, lighting it up off the bat is Renault. Romeo, looks like he missed his chicken loop on that. I think he grabbed the leash. But you can tell Renault from his bright orange safety hunting boots that he's wearing on his wakeboard here, riding for North Kiteboarding. Both these guys riding for North. But Renault is from Rio de Janeiro, Baja de Tijuca. And definitely has been a solid rider for a number of years. Dealt with an injury last year, but is putting a pretty good season together so far. And Stefan is definitely no stranger. We've seen him, I think, at every event this year. Both of these guys, each from very different places. Stefan having a hard time finding what he needs. Just loading up for something, but not getting the pop he needed. Might be on a smaller kite. He's on a grape and orange lifesaver kite, it looks like. Two of my favorite flavors. Going down on a 315 attempt. Renault riding the purple and lime flavored kite, which you guys aren't even really getting a whole lot of view of the kite. We're pretty much focusing on the rider, trying to show you what they're doing. But you can see those hunting boots he's got on there. Safety orange. Going for a slim chance, but missing the bar. That was Renault out of frame, and this is Stefan. Just you can see him hitting those puffs right in front of the judges' tower and not really finding it. I mean, it's got to be frustrating for these guys as they're amped coming into the flat water, setting up for something, and then all of a sudden the wind's not there. Nice late mob from Stefan. See what our judges are saying about some of these scores. We've got Stefan just getting on the board right now with that last trick, but 8.46 for Renault. The last update, and I'm waiting for that last score to come in from Stefan. Right now it's just showing 0.6. So we're waiting for our judges to approve that back mob. And that 313. So yeah, just coming in, bumping him up into the lead. Oh, no. And Remo's points just coming in too. Renault with a very narrow lead, 13.96 to Stefan's 11.52. So anyone's heat right now. Stefan is repeatedly coming in here under the inside and not finding what he needs. So I would suggest he not come in so far. But, you know, that's the name of the game sometimes. Nice late low mob from Stefan on the way out. So right now, very 2-point lead from Renault, but he's just added another point right there to his tally. Oh, going down on, looked like a 315. Stuff in the nose. But the points coming in, and the lead by Renault has increased. Stefan with a front blind. Renault with a S1. So pretty much these guys are just going trick for trick the past few passes, and I think Stefan's still just going to be behind Renault just by a narrow margin still. Renault with a 313 or shifty 3. Let's see if Stefan takes my advice and doesn't come in so far this time. He's a little bit further upwind. Looks like he figured out that the deeper he goes down there, the bigger the holes get. That's Renault right there on the monitor. Oh, Stefan going for a back mob. Not really getting the bar even close. Some wind is quite strong out there, and it's definitely increasing. So right now, choosing the right kite is going to be the name of the game. And Renault, I think he's going through a 317 or a 315 or something, because he keeps going and trying a 3-1 something for that shifty 3 rotation. Maybe he's just trying to get it better and better. But both of these guys are pretty high up. They've just got one more trick here in 26 seconds remaining. Both these guys 11 trick attempts. So they're maxing out. They each have one trick attempt left, and then it's over. And there is Stefan's final trick attempt for him. Wonder if he knows. But he's sitting at a 26.61 right now. And it's not going to be enough because Renault's already sitting at a 32. So Renault really wouldn't have to do anything else to take the lead over Mr. Spiesberger. So that is it for those guys. We've got Renault Remu advancing over Stefan Spiesberger from Austria. So pretty sick heat there for most of it. These guys were pretty close, and that's what I like to see. Close heats keeps it interesting. And that is the horn, and that is the start of this heat with Mr. Kevin Langeret versus Niels Wesch from Germany. Holland versus Germany. If you're just joining us, we are middle of the second round of our single elimination here for the day. You should be able to see the ladder there at the bottom of the live stream page if you're tuning in from the Pro Kite Tour website. If you've got friends in Germany, also we're streaming to Ustream PKRA page, so just Google PKRA Ustream. And for those of you whose countries do not allow you to watch YouTube, you can tune in there or get an IP blocker like Hotspot Shield. That'll do the trick as well. Stick it to the man. Let's see what Mr. Nils Wesh has for us. He's been pretty much on fire his earlier heats. Yesterday, riding extremely powered and impressing me as well as some of the other judges, obviously, as he's been making it through. I think he had a couple heats in the trials, and then he made it through the first round yesterday. And oof, Kevin looking really powered, but not really coming out of that trick super clean. There is the blind judge 3 that tweaked out. Blind judge 3 from Nils. Or actually that's a 313, I believe. He just sticks it around there, so the tweak just throws me off. The level of tweakness on that is high, and I do like seeing high levels of tweakness on these tricks because it just makes them that much more impressive to look at, in my opinion. Kevin Langray outside with a nice slim chance. You can tell these riders that's Nils Wesh because he's got those striped shorts. He's got these long legs that really kind of give him this definitive style. That is pretty fun to watch. And there's this solid S3 from Nils Wesh. Kevin's definitely leading this heat with a 16.86 over 10 points for Nils Wesh, but it is still anyone's game as we are just 3 minutes here into our heat. 4 minutes remaining with Nils skying a massive kite loop way outside beyond the view of you, our at-home spectators. And it looks like it's getting more offshore. These guys are riding, their tacks are a little bit more kind of parallel to the shoreline right now. So might have some wind shifting issues, which can change the game. And I think that's kind of what it does. As it increases in strength throughout the day, it does kind of tend to shift a little bit more offshore, which I guess would be more east, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin's getting some nice tricks. None of them are like amazing. He's getting them done, which is basically what he needs to do. And that's probably going to get him through for sure. These earlier heats, these conditions are pretty challenging. So he's not riding in top form. I'm not sure if it's the demons or the conditions. I'm sure it's got something to do with the conditions because it is hard to get these tricks off. Nice little backside or frontside 3 from Kevin, just kite locked in. Moving out the back, so a solid lead for Kevin. He's pretty much, I'm pretty certain he's just kind of being a little bit conservative here in these earlier rounds. But still solid lead, 10-point lead over Nils Wesh here, as you guys can see. Let's see what Kevin's got for us. He's looking pretty comfortable. He knows he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solid tricks under his belt too. I think about 4 for Nils. Nils going down pretty hard there. Looks like he's got his S3 on switch as well. At least that looked like what he was going for. Minute 10 seconds remaining here in this heat. Kevin Langeray versus Nils Wesch. If you're just joining us, we are here live from beautiful Fuerteventura. Sotavento is the name of the area or the beach. And the Canaries are part of Spain, tucked there off the east coast, or off the west coast rather, of Morocco, off the African continent. So we are closer to Africa than we are Spain, that's for sure. But it's a pretty amazing island, very desert-like, but full of waves and wind. So great place to come. Oh, Kevin's sticking a solid front robe right there on the inside as Ariel just takes off right through the competition area. Kevin's like, what the hell? I think our head judge probably is going to give Ariel a warning, but if you know Ariel, he pretty much does what he wants. And Kevin with a nice kite loop. Of course, he loves to be a showman. We used to have a big old grandstand here right up on the beach, but over the years the water level has changed pretty significantly. They've had to move some of the grandstand here for the spectators, as well as kind of move the judges' tower. But we've got our riders coming in. You can see we've got Stefan Spaceberger right there in the tower checking his judges' sheets and saying, hey. All right. Green flag is up, and we are underway. That is Ariel Corneal, the madman from the Dominican Republic. Blind Judge 3 with the little splashy landing. Coming right in front of the tower. And Sebastian answering straight back with a Blind Judge 3 of his own. A little bit cleaner landing, and both these guys riding really hot, really lit. That means powered up, or con potencia, as they say here in Spain. Seb with a shifty 3 or a little 3-1-3. Nice, nicely executed. Didn't really lay it out too much, but pretty solid trick for him here earlier in the early rounds of this heat. Wow, that wind is definitely increasing as we're just getting shimmied around here in the box. I'm pretty much the one who's going to fall the farthest if this thing goes down. Just as Mr. Sebastian Grot just went down. But yeah, we are definitely seeing an increase in our wind speed here. I see Sebastian's on a 7, and I see Ariel is also on a 7-meter kite. So 2 big guys, both riding pretty small kites in these windy conditions, and they're both pretty lit. Sebastian with a solid slim chance, looping out of it, getting it back under control, just keeping it together. And Ariel with the S3, going down head first, not riding away from it very clean. So it looks like we've got Sebastian with a solid 5-point lead. So France leading Dominican Republic. Slim chance from Sebastian on his switch tack. Seb has got a clothing brand called Madone, Madone. That's making some pretty cool fancy clothing for your nights out at the clubs, and it's pretty cool stuff. He's got I think they have 4 or 5 pieces now, but check it out, Madone, Madone. It's always cool to see these guys kind of getting involved with other endeavors. Front mob from Ariel coming straight in front of the tower. Coming in frame here in a second is Sebastian. And going down. So still a solid lead. 22 points to Ariel's 9 points. Ariel going for a low mob, missing the bar. Ariel, one of the we had seen a fair few of our other Dominican riders. We had Luis, I forget Luis's last name. We had Robinson Hilario, of course, Luis Alberto, I believe, and Robinson Hilario, and then of course Alex Soto. A number of our high-level Dominican riders who've made it to some of the tour stops, but they are not here for some reason, which is unfortunate, because I definitely like watching those guys ride, as they always seem to impress. So it's pretty solid, almost 15 points here. Spread between these two riders, with Sebastian Grot here in the lead. Going for a front mow, but not pulling it together. But we still have 1 minute left, and of course Ariel loves to go upwind of the judges tower. And throw his low back mob right in the judge's face. That is going to add, and big old kite loop with a bar spin. Oh, and Ariel going for a toe side. I think it's a toe side front roll to blind, or maybe it's a toe side back roll to blind. And Sebastian with another kite loop. Bar spin. I think he knows he's got it in the bag with only 5 seconds remaining here. 28 points, Sebastian Grot, to 16 points for Ariel Corniel at the buzzer. That's going to do it for that heat. That was Sebastian Grot versus Ariel Corniel. And that's the buzzer. We've got Yuri Zun versus Alex Bornet. Alex Bornet from Spain. Looks like he's riding for best kiteboarding. And Yuri stomping his first trick of the heat, about 1,000,000 miles an hour. Oh, and Alex going down there. Alex Bornay from España. Going down. I've been spending some time here in Spain. Spent last 10 days or so in Barcelona, which was amazing, actually. Great city. Amazing skateboard spots. Amazing food. They've got a pretty sick cable park 2.0 system there in the harbor. And tons of insane architecture and yeah, pretty amazing city to spend some time. Spain is an impressive country, I will say that. They've got they got the siesta thing down, which is might be why they're in having the troubles that they're in right now. But amazing place, and Canary Islands are not much different. They're completely different, but very unique, as well as the islands of Tenerife and Gran Canaria and Lanzarote and Fuerteventura, all pretty amazing places to check out. So if you haven't been, please come to the Canaries and do so, because they are worthwhile. And so is this heat with Alex Bornay falling behind here a little bit to Yuri Zun, but not by much. It's a pretty close matchup right now. But we do have a fair amount of unapproved tricks on the board, so we're waiting for the head judge to approve those, so they come into our system here and get tallied. That is Yuri right there with a solid front mob. Very powered, riding a 7-meter kite. And his wakeboard boots, I think Venezuela, so I think this is his third event that he's done wearing boots. That was Alex Bornay going down on a blind judge. Landed it, but put his kite in the water afterwards. I'm not sure what happened with that. Yuri looking for something other than what he got, but he's got some time still. 2 minutes 30 remaining here. Yuri going down out back, but still quite a solid lead. 18 points to 4.7 points. So over a solid 10-point spread for Yuri Zun here, winning against Alex Bornay at the moment. I guess we had a little bit more time than that. We got 2 minutes 5 seconds right now remaining in this heat. After this heat, we've got round 3 coming up. So moving from this round, we're going into our semifinals, basically. We're bound to have some women's heat here coming up soon. Not sure if we're going to move on into the semis of the men first, or oh, there you go, Yuri Zun stomping another trick right in front of the judges. Pretty much increasing his lead to almost 20 points, I would guess. No, about 15 points. So Yuri again stomping another nice trick out the back. That is Alex Bornay from Spain right there. Looking for something. He's gonna have to have a busy last minute of this heat if he's gonna catch up with Yuri Zerun. Looked like he was going for a late mo, but not getting it. So I think that's going to do it for Mr. Yuri Zerun here, as this is his first heat of the day. He was basically sitting in his comfortable spot here in the second rounds, being preceded with a solid blind judge 3 right in front of the judges, making it look like it's just another day at the office, which it pretty much is. And you know what? I think the mustache that Yuri's rocking right now is making a difference in his riding. He's got a whole nother level of confidence with that mustache, and that happens to a lot of people. We've seen it, Christoph Tack with his haircuts, giving him a whole nother level of confidence. And Yuri Zerun, I don't think it's any different, and I believe that it might be related to the stash. So we might have to get him up in the tower and ask him about that later in the day, because I think it's all right. We're back, and I called it. I knew we were bound to do some ladies heats here, and so we are first heat right now of our ladies for the day. We've got on the water Helena Broshoka versus Marie Svitala. So both of these ladies are the first female competitors out on the water for the day and for the event. as we did not have trials for the ladies. There was, there's definitely a lot more men competitors than there are women. So we actually have to do the men's trials. But women, we didn't have as many as the men, so we did not need to do trials. So here we are, straight into the main event of our ladies. And it is going to be interesting to see how some of these ladies deal with these strong, gusty wind conditions. We've got Svitala on the water here. We've seen her a couple events this year, as well as Broshoka. And one for an unhooked back roll, kind of turned into a double, it looked like, unintentionally. And Broshoka is looking for something on the way out, kind of hitting those holes and gusts and getting bucked around pretty good. Nice rally from Broshoka. Finally getting on the board with a little rally. Svitala, I think these girls are on 5 meter and 6 meter kites. Svitala looks to be on it looks small, that's all I can say. Could even be a 4, but I'm guessing it's a 5. It's an F1 kite, I'm not sure what model, but it looks like a little bug in the sky. You can hear that wind. Ooh, and Broshka going down. I just was looking away and I heard some oohs and ahs from downstairs from our judges. And it looked like Svitala went down pretty hard. I just caught the very end of it, but she's getting her kite back up. She kept her board on her feet. Hopefully she's all right. We do like seeing pretty good crashes, but we don't like seeing people get hurt. So let's hope that she is all right. She can get her board under her feet. There she goes, and she's up and away. And Svitala dropping her kite, going down. Both these ladies not having the easiest of times out here in these strong winds. Probably riding kites that they very rarely get to ride, as these are quite windy conditions. But competitors nonetheless, they're going for it. Broshka looked like went for a rally out the back and splashed down. Looks like she's having a pretty difficult time. She's riding a wakeboard. These are not the easiest conditions, I would guess, for someone to be riding a wakeboard out in that chop. She's pretty far out there, and it's pretty bumpy out there. Svitala making her way up to the top of the box. And Broshoka is just kind of playing it safe down at the little bit further outside. I think there's a little bit steadier wind out there for sure. Svitala with a back roll. And Broshoka looking pretty lit up outside. Throwing buckets with that board she's riding, just displacing massive quantities of water. But just 25 seconds remaining here in this first women's heat of the day. We've got pretty low scoring heat from these ladies. Not a whole lot of action. We've got a 2.1 for Helen Broshka to a 4.93 from Maria Svitala. So we've got 6 trick attempts from Svitala and 3 from Broshka. And that's going to do it. Put the nail in it. That is Maria Svitala advancing over Helena Broshka here at the Fuerteventura PKRA World Cup. Here back with more action in just a few minutes with more of our ladies. We've got, looks like we've got Karolina Winkoska out on the water right now. So that should be a good one. So stick around. We'll be back with more of our ladies heats. We've got 5 ladies heats going on before we switch back to the men. So that is about 50 minutes of women's heats. So stick around. We'll be back with more from the PKRA Fuerteventura World Cup here from the beautiful Canary Islands, Spain. All right. We are back with Karolina Winkoska versus Annabelle van Westrop from Aruba. Little Annabelle, I call her Tinkerbell because she is a cute little girl. She's a pretty awesome rider from Aruba. We saw her, I think, the first time in Venezuela, lighting it up right there with a nice rally kite, kind of hitting a lull and falling back, but she rode away from it clean. So Annabelle van Westrop versus Karolina Winkoska, one of our top female riders for sure. Definitely one of the most impressive female riders that I can think of. in the world right now, and she is always spectacular to watch. And let's see if Annabelle's been gotten any new tricks under her belt. I know she's been working hard. And just going for a front roll. Not really getting what she wanted out of that last load and pop. Just in case you were curious about how long it takes a person to eat a nectarine, that's approximately a medium-sized nectarine, it's about 2 minutes, just in case you were wondering. But this is Karolina Winkowska right there, lighting it up, coming in. You can see just the gust just kind of ripping her around, but still getting off a solid S-bend right in front of the judges. In these conditions, you cannot discount how challenging it is for some of these ladies here. They're amazing riders, and these conditions can really take its toll on even a seasoned rider, as sometimes these gusts are quite challenging to deal with. Back roll from Annabelle. Right now we're looking at a 6.8 to a 2.95. Leading is Karolina Winkowska by about 4 points. That is Karolina coming inside into that holy spot, but a nice rally wrap from Karolina Winkowska right on the inside. It looked like she was taking advantage of that little bit lighter wind here up next to the judges' tower. Another little rally from Karolina. Let's see what Annabelle's got for us. She's got a pretty cool looking bar. It's like, I'm not sure if Cabrina's putting out women's line of kites or something, but she's got a teal colored bar that pretty much matched her kite yesterday. Nice kite loop from Annabelle. Let's see what Miss Winkowska has for us. She's not finding the power she needed for that one right there, so she's headed out once again. Definitely, we've got increasing winds here throughout the day. I'm guessing we're about where we were yesterday, 25 to 35. Looks like Annabelle's on a 5 meter, 5.5 meter kite. That's Annabelle headed right back out after Karolina came inside and did not find what she needed. Two minutes remaining here in this second women's heat of the day, of the event. Here we've got Karolina Winkowska versus Annabelle van Vestrop from Aruba. Karolina, of course, from Poland. Two of our top female competitors are from Poland, Karolina and Asha Litwin. Nice back roll to revert from Karolina. Unhooked, carving out of it. And Annabelle down on the outside, fishing for her board. It's pretty far away from her. Looks like, I'm not sure what caused that. I missed it, but she's She's about there. Carolina's got a little power play. She's got the arena to herself here. Let's see if she takes advantage of it. Looks like she's just trying to get back up win. But Carolina with a strong lead right now over the young Annabelle from Aruba with a 8.34 to Annabelle's 2.95. So Carolina heading back in, looking for something on the inside section there. Let's see if she's got it. S bend a blind, kind of bouncing out of it. I don't think that's going to count as a executed trick. But she's got 20 seconds, and S bend to blind on her switch tack. Again, splashing out of it. I'm not sure if they're going to count that as a crash or right away. I mean, it is Fuerteventura. There is definitely a fair degree of interpretation on what constitutes a crash and a landing when you're riding in these challenging conditions. So we'll have to see what the judges say, but it is definitely a safe bet to say that we've got Karolina Winkowska advancing there over Annabelle Van Vestrop with a solid performance from both of those riders. But Carolina moving on through. So up next, for our next ladies heat, we've got all right, that's Bruna Kajia starting off with the front roll. Coming in hot, riding for Aerosh Kites. We've got her against Kristina Pakomchik, riding for Cabrina Kites. Bruna just got back from Austria, visiting one of her sponsors there, the Red Bull headquarters, where they put her through a bunch of medical tests and did blood work and did the whole physical analysis really to help her maximize her body, just kind of give her a little bit more insight into maybe her diet or any physical therapy. She's had a couple issues with I think her knee that she's been kind of babying a bit. So they said after this, go home and just relax. Don't kite for about a week. And she said, I'll take it. So she was actually in Barcelona as well, hanging out and relaxing a bit before coming to this event. So sometimes it's definitely better to take that time off, let your body heal up, and just take a break, come back renewed and fresh. So let's see see if that's going to pay off for her here in Fuerteventura. You can just see this stop and go that some of these riders are having with the gusty winds up close here. But I haven't really seen much yet from either of these ladies. I guess we have a rally from Pakomchik, and then we had that front roll or that S-bend from Bruna. Little back roll attempt from Pakomchik, but not really executed. And Bruna, pretty solid S-bend on the outside. Nice and laid out. That is Bruna coming in, loading up and getting a rally off. Getting her rally on, I should say. She's another one of our female competitors riding wakeboard boots as well. She's taken to them quite well, I must say. And it looked like a really gone bad for Pakomchik. It's kind of laid out. Kite got over her head and drifted across to the other side. That is not what she needs to be doing to impress the judges here, as Bruna is just racking up some more points here, adding to her 10-point tally right there. The blind judge 3. Securing a very solid 8-point lead over Christina Pakomchik. We have a kite flying backwards, completely inverted, upside down, off to the side. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that kite when it inverts, and it actually is completely inverted, but still flying and controlling it. The guy's trying to land it. It's always good fun. But we've got good fun on the water right now as Bruna Kajia is battling against Christina Pakomchik. Right here, battling against themselves and Mother Nature in pursuit of the ultimate prize. Cash money stolen directly from Chris Tronalone, former PKRA media crew and part-time commentator. I like to steal some of his lines sometimes because they are so classic. But Bruno, solid S-bend out the back. Kite was nice and low. That is going to, I think, increase her her lead over Pokomchik right here, as we are watching Pokomchik come in right now, loading up for... Oh, that was Bruna again with another back roll. I'm sorry. No, that was Pokomchik. That's right. I missed. Saw the double braids. Looks like she's got her hair braided. That's Bruna right there coming in. Bearing off for a little bit. Ooh, a nice powered rally right in front of the judges. I think that's all she's going to need to seal the deal on this one with 30 seconds remaining. Bruna Kajia versus Christina Pokomchik here in our third women's heat of the day. I think we're going to do 2 more and then break for lunch. Let these competitors and judges take a quick break and then resume with our men's semifinals. So there's more action to be had for sure. We've got 2 more women's heats to go, but I think that's going to do it here for Bruna Kajia and Christina Pokomchik. Bruna Kajia advancing on that heat right there. Both of these ladies riding pretty well, but unfortunately for Pokomchik, Bruna is going to be taking home the bacon. All right, that is Asha Litwin right there in her signature Red Bull helmet. Hanging out, looking for something big. Going for a rally. Kite getting a little bit too over her head. But riding away from it. That's one of the problems here in these strong winds that the ladies have, is the kite tends to drift up over their head, and they tend to be up in the air a little bit longer than they're anticipating. So the goal is to mitigate that and keep the kite low. So basically our judges are looking for, one of the criteria they're looking for is the angle of the kite. So they're wanting to see the kite being kept around 45 degrees or even lower, because basically the lower your kite is, the more you're using the pop of the board to be in the air, and it's actually technically more difficult. So therefore, lower angle kite means more higher technical difficulty, and that combined with the execution of the trick would be considered when choosing the score for these riders. So goal is to keep your kite fairly low, not let it get drifting above your head in these somewhat gusty conditions. As we've got Svitala here making her way out, still on that little 5.5, I believe, 5 meter, I think. It's a little blue kite, quite fast turning from the looks of it. It's kind of buzzing around like a bug. That is Asha. I'm not sure if she's on a 7 or a 5. I'm going to try and... It does look like a 7 to me. It doesn't look that small. But getting a pretty solid rally there under her belt. And she, I believe, is leading this heat. That is Asha rolling out there with 9 points to 1 point for Maria. Excuse me, Svitala. With some rallies and some S-blends and 313, which I apparently missed. Svitala with a little ollie grab hop. Unhooking and going for a back roll. Kite getting over her head. That was what I was talking about. That's not what you want to do. The judges do not want to see a kite drift up over your head. And Asha is coming in. See what she's got. Really? Blind judge, but kite going down, not getting it out of the bag clean, so she's going to stick it back into her bag and try and pull it out of her bag in the later stages of the heat. I'm guessing she's probably going to try that trick again. But a nice little ollie grab from Asha on the way out. Some of these women heats, that can make the difference. Just having some of these smaller tricks will add to your tally, but at this point, I don't think she needed it. She's got almost a solid 9-point lead here. Asha Litwin leading over Maria Svitala. Pretty solid lead with a minute 35 remaining here in this heat. I think we have one more women's heat after this. And a nice rally from Asha again coming in. She's already got her 313 out of the bag. Let's see if she's going to try that blind judge 3 again, or blind judge. Svitola's got a nice gust. Ooh, little jump with a nice kite loop from Svitola. Less than 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining here in this women's heat. Joanna Litwin versus Maria Svitola. And Joanna almost getting her blind judge, but putting the kite in the drink right there at the end of the trick. She's got 20 seconds. I'm not sure if she's going to have enough time, but she's down at the edge of the box. So I don't think she's going to have time. She might tack and try and get one off on her other tack, but she probably is realizing she doesn't really need to. She's got a solid 7-point lead here with a 13.77 to a 7.35. So that's it for that heat. Joanna Litwin advancing over Maria Svitola in that ladies heat right there. There's more action to be had. I see Gisela Polito. All right, that is our current world champion, Gisela Polito, starting it off with a blind judge, but going down. But she is up and riding again, and this is Victoria with a nice S-bend. Victoria is, her name is Rosinska. Victoria Rosinska, and I believe this is the first time I've seen Victoria ride. It's always nice to see some new faces, especially in the ladies, because you know, I'm just I want to see these women progress and get better, and I like to see the underdogs start nipping at the heels of the some of the more established, well-known riders. It's always good to have some competition. Definitely makes the competitions that much more exciting and interesting. Gisela with a nice rally there coming in. She's been, I don't know if you guys know the story of Gisela, but she's been riding for, what does she say? She's 19 now, I think. And she's been riding since she was, I don't know, I think I saw her when she was 11 or 12. I know she was competing on the World Cup level when she was 12 and 13. And she's just made to compete. She's a fierce competitor. She really enjoys it. And she's just progressing year by year. And she's got a fair few number of world titles under her belt. So hailing from Spain, she is looking to defend her title yet again this year. Looks like we got the tide starting to drop. I'm seeing some of these waves start to jack up a bit. Should have an afternoon full of kickers here right in front of the judges tower, which it's always nice to see some hits off of the kickers from the freestyle crew. Right now we've got a 3.34 from Gisela to a 2.1 from Rosinska. Anyone's game here at the early stages of the heat with 4 minutes remaining, more than half remaining. Rosinska right there with a rarely blind, but losing the bar at the end of the trick. Gisela going down as well. So Rosinska actually pulling into the lead right here. 3.34 for Gisela and a 4.77 for Rosinska. So Rosinska leading this heat right here by a very narrow margin, but leading nonetheless. Let's see if Gisela can pull something out. If she even has any suspicion that she's losing, she is going to give it 150%. I've seen her do it. And there she goes with a kite loop. She was looking for something more, but she's like, you know what, I'm just going to do a kite loop, get another point on the board. Point or two. Seven trick attempts for Rosinska to 5 trick attempts for Polito. That is Rosinska right there on the screen. She's flying a very small kite. That could be a 4. That is pretty much the smallest kite I've seen today. Still leading this heat, Victoria Rosinska by a solid 3 points. Let's see if she's got what it takes. Gisela with a kite roll back loop. She's not really getting what she needs. I'm not sure what her strategy is right now, because she's looking pretty relaxed, although that did bump her up to a 5.05. And still Rosinska leading with a 6.27. with just a minute 5 seconds on the clock. Gisela Polito really needs to seal the deal here. Rosinska getting some more points on the board with that rally. Gisela's kind of looking for a little bit of patch of lighter wind, and maybe some flatter water that she can pull one of her tricks, but she is not out of harm's way yet. And there she goes with a slim chance. Oh, and going down if she really needed that trick. And Rosinska right now with 30 seconds left on the clock is leading this heat by about 1.5. Oh, and Rosinska is going to just stomp a rally blind, and that is going to probably put her in a very good place. And Gisela, I don't think is going to have the time to get anything else on the board. And right now, I think we have a pretty big upset here in our ladies from Victoria Rosinska. First time I've seen her on the tour, defeating by a very narrow margin Gisela Polito. So Gisela Polito, our current world champion, going down by a relatively a newcomer here to the tour by Rosinska. So that was pretty interesting heat to watch there.